Apex Legends just released the 4th comic in the Family Portrait storyline. We're officially past the halfway point. And where last comic showed us the ugly truth behind the seemingly touching reunion between Lifeline and her parents, this week we see a very emotional reunion between Gibraltar and his ex-boyfriend Nik, who's already seeing another man, but there's clearly some lingering emotion between the two. What's up, you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and today we're talking about part 4 out of 7 in the Family Portrait, and this chapter is called The Blame Game. It starts off with Octane acknowledging that everybody wants to know if Pathfinder's really a goner, but we don't get that yet. We'll probably find that out in the next few chapters. First, gotta rewind and watch Gibraltar talk his way out of the situation he's got with Nik. And I love this realistic kind of argument between the two, where Nik is like, "Are you insane? Are you stalking me?" And Gibraltar doesn't even get time to fully explain himself, and there's an implication that Nik's current boyfriend Michael would have a huge issue with Gibraltar even being around at all. But then Nik notices that Makoa kept the battle club. Is it hanging on his waist? I don't know. I didn't notice it at all during any of the scenes, but he's carrying it around with him. And apparently Nik had that custom made for Makoa Gibraltar when they were, used to be a couple. And this lends new significance to the very sad look Gibraltar had on his face back in part 1 of this comic when he was looking at that club. He was reminiscing about his long-lost love Winter's relationship with Nik. And when he says he didn't really know Nik would be there, I honestly don't believe that. I think he went there fully intending to try and run into Nik and hoping that he would actually be there. But we move on, and Gibraltar attempts to say he's sorry, but it seems like Nik is fed up with it. Don't say, "You're always sorry, Koa." And we still don't actually find out what went down between them, but there's a reference to it. "After what I did, stop, I won't relive this with you again." We're never actually told what this is, and I'm still really curious to find out what happened in the past to separate these two. Does it have to do with the war scars that Nik had on his side? He talks about Nik interrupts with "Michael and I are finally on a good path. I can't derail that." And as Gibraltar says, "I don't want you to," but even there, it's one of those things. This is a very reminiscent of that kind of love triangle situation where two people who had a very intense relationship but decided it was better to be apart still have these feelings for each other. It's such a realistic portrayal of these kind of events, and I love the way that they're actually showing this between our legends, that these people are real people. They're not just characters in a video game. And I'm sure that other viewers of this comic have had relationships like this, are identifying with this moment right here. But you need to keep playing, you keep playing what if, and I need to live in what is. And Gibraltar's like, "Do you really want to close this door?" "I have to." And Gibraltar's like, it's not what I asked." Koa, that's it. As almost cheesy as it is, that's very realistic from what I've experienced. But unfortunately, it's interrupted by the devastating explosion we've now seen from a pair of angles. I wonder if we're actually going to see it from Octane's angle next week. Will he actually have a reunion with his father? And then we're left with this frame of Nik's arm looking not so great on the ground. We don't see the rest of his body. We just see him seemingly lifeless. And Octane follows up with, "Hey, nobody said this story had a happy ending." And they keep kind of hitting us with that. They've hit us with that multiple times in the comic this season. So I'm fully expecting one of the characters, potentially Nik, potentially somebody else, but one of these side characters who is not a legend, to pass during the events of this season. We'll have to wait and see who that is over the next few weeks, but I'm really excited to find out what our final badge is. Rather, not the badge, the gun charm. The gun charm is always a tease for something that's coming in the next season. I can't wait for what they have planned for season 8. As much fun as season 7 is, it's always exciting to get hyped for what these guys have planned next. And if you guys want to stay up to date on Apex Legends, make sure you hit that subscription button hit that notification bell, and then click the video you see on your screen right now if you want to find out how Voidwalker Wraith might have actually been a time traveler. Hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just meaty yogurt, and I'm out.